Well, welcome, Dean, to the podcast.
Thank you so much. It's good to meet you.
Yeah. So where are you now? Are you in Canada or somewhere else?
Yeah, yeah. We're in our old hometown, North Delta, British Columbia, outside Vancouver. So I'm the last one that still lives here. Everybody
Oh,
else has
really?
moved away in the band. Yeah, but
Ah,
I'm still here.
yeah. So you guys are coming down next year to support
Yes,
Hailstorm.
that's right. Yeah. So it's late January into early February.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We're doing. I think it's like 5 shows in Australia and a couple in New Zealand or something.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I
great.
can't wait. It's been a while since we've been down there.
Yeah. So when was the last time you guys were here?
I want to say it was probably around 2017,
Okay.
2017, 18. Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah. So you enjoyed it last time?
Yeah, yeah, it was so much fun. It was really quick. It's sort of the bummer about doing it tour style with a music
Yeah.
band rather than being a tourist because we only every town we got into, we only had about 2 hours in each town to explore. So it
Yeah.
was kind of a real tease
Yeah.
to walk around quickly, get a quick sense of the city, and then have to take off right away.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back again and really spend some time there.
Yeah. That'd be great. Just come down a bit earlier and hang out a bit.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay, cool.
So what are we expecting from this tour?
Uh it's gonna be so much fun. It's been a long time since we've actually played with the Hailstorm
Mm.
peeps. We saw them a couple times this summer at some of the festivals, the rock festivals. But man, we've known those guys for a long, long time, probably going back 12 years or so.
Okay.
And yeah, we haven't had a chance to really tour much together or play shows together in the last little while. So it was good to see them a couple times over the summer, but to go over there and experience Australia and New Zealand together is going to be a real fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a great rock show.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, I noticed I saw some of your YouTube clips from, was it Aftershock Festival?
Yep, we just played that on this past Saturday.
Yeah. So I've seen a couple of clips people put on. There was one of the new song, is it Dinosaur?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word or the name of it, but yes, you're right.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
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 yeah, someone put it on there. It was a title was saying something about the new song, so I thought must be the new one coming out.
that's right. Yeah, and that was the first time we ever got to play it live. So we debuted it
Okay.
at Aftershock there.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, it was fantastic. It's a really cool song. It's all
Mm.
built on this one guitar riff. And it's the new record is full of guitar riffs and sort of back to what Theory of a Deadman was doing, in the Scars and Souvenirs, Truth Is kind
Yeah.
of heyday. Um, so anybody that's a fan of, guitar riffs and, sort of heavier rock, Theory of a Deadman, the new record has got a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I mean, listening to your collection over the last 20 years, there's quite a variety of styles there, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was cool. Like the last two records, Tyler took a sort of a different songwriting approach where he really sat down at a piano
Mm.
and constructed a lot of the songs that way. And I think it strengthened his songwriting so much. And the fans were awesome to go along on that ride with us because it was a bit of a departure from what we were doing before that. But
Mm.
I think as a band and Tyler as a key songwriter, we needed to go through that to get to this next record, which
Yeah.
I'm so excited for everybody to hear.
Yeah. So I noticed a few of the comments, people saying, like, oh, is it the same band or is it a different band? Yeah, just because it's so different the styles from the last album.
Yeah, yeah, it was a bit of a departure, and we're so grateful for our fans to go along on that ride with us,
Yeah,
and we're excited to get back to some more heavier guitar stuff and some more traditional rock and roll sounds.
yeah. So do you ever like a preference of what style you like, or is it just everything?
No, I don't. I really enjoyed those last two records.
Hmm.
We got to write and record them in London, so we
Okay.
got to go away from North America, and that might have had, a bit to do with the sound. We worked with a Swedish producer,
Yeah.
and it was a really cool experience. And then this new record, we worked again with the same producer, Martin Tereffi, but he had recently bought a studio in Stockholm, Sweden,
Okay.
that ABBA did a lot of their early recordings at.
Oh, really?
So we did the first half of the record in Stockholm and then finished it in London. And actually, at one point, Benny from ABBA we even came by the studio, which was pretty
Oh,
cool.
did you?
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, it was
Oh,
neat.
wow. Did you get to play on the song?
No, we were before he came. We knew he was coming in, so we were like, okay, how are we going to get him to play on one of our songs? How are we going to do this? And so he came in, and he was kind of quiet and stayed to himself, and we didn't really get much time to interact with him. So he
Yeah,
let him do his business, and he moved along. We
yeah.
kept doing what we were doing, but it was cool. Like the original piano that like Dancing Queen was recorded on is in the studio and everything. So
Oh,
there's a
wow.
lot of history there.
Yeah. So the new album, when's that out?
Uh, we don't have a release date yet, but it is going to be, I believe, early February.
Okay.
But we have the first single is going to be dropping in about a week. So it's coming out. Dinosaur is coming out really soon, and we're excited for everybody to hear it.
So the rest of the album, just like, is it like similar to that type vibe?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of great like riff rock songs. There is some cool sort of tradition theory of a dead man, sort of softer ballady songs. It's a nice mixture of a bunch of different feels and moods.
Mm. No, that's gonna
There's
be
some of the old party songs with sort of tongue in cheek stuff that we used to do a lot of. So yeah, a
yeah,
little bit of the humor is back.
yeah. A lot of this new album is that based around what's been happening over the last couple of years?
I think the new record is a lot lighter.
Okay.
Like Dinosaurs, sort of the lyrical content of that is the world's kind of going to shit. So
Mm.
let's just have fun and go out. Let's go out with a bang. You know, like
Yeah,
it's every time you turn on the news now, it seems so doomy, gloomy, and
yeah,
people forget to enjoy every day and have fun, and that's kind of what this song was about.
yeah, yeah. And then the other one on that, the YouTube one, there was you guys doing Bad Girlfriend, but then you had the intro
Yep.
of Paradise City.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's part of our live version of Bad Girlfriend. We always get the crowd going before that. We kick in with a little bit of
Yeah,
Paradise City, and
yeah,
then into Bad Girlfriend. It's a good way to get the crowd clapping and singing and cheering before we get into that.
yeah, it is. Yeah, because I
And there's
noticed.
always girls are pretty in every town, so you can
Yeah,
point them out. There's the
yeah,
girls are pretty.
exactly. That's right. But I know yourself, you're a big Duff fan, aren't you, from Guns N' Roses?
I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses was my band. I was in high school.
Yeah.
I was kind of into more hip hop and stuff,
Oh,
and
really?
then I got into Guns N' Roses. Yeah, I love like old Public Enemy and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and then I had some neighbors that were into rock, and they showed me Appetite for Destruction, and I was just blown away, and I was hooked, and it was all about rock for me. And then shortly after that, I went and saw Aerosmith on the Get a Grip tour,
Yep.
and that was my first rock show, and it just blew my mind. And I was like, okay, this is where it's at, and
Mm.
started playing guitar and bass, and yeah, getting into it.
Yeah. So you're saying that you started on guitar first?
Yeah, yeah. I started playing guitar, uh, and then I actually went to the same guitar school as Tyler, our singer
Okay.
and lead guitar player, and we had different teachers, but at the same time, so we'd always show up at the same time, and we never really talk. We just kind of like, hey, how's it going? Good. And then we I applied for a restaurant job, and I had an interview to get this job, and Tyler also was in the interview with me. We were both getting hired at the same time, so it was kind of like this weird paths crossing thing where we were at the same guitar school, getting
Yeah.
hired at the same restaurant together. And then it was shortly after that, it was after work one day, we were just hanging out, and Ty was asking if, why don't you start a band? Want to be in a band? And getting some guys together.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah. But there was already two guitar players,
Mhm.
and he's like, we need a bass player. I'm like, I'll be a bass player. Okay, I'll buy a bass. I'll learn bass, and
Yeah.
that's kind of how Theory of Dead Man started, and
Wow.
my bass voyage started.
Yeah, yeah. So did you actually swap to like bass lessons, or did you just teach yourself?
I kind of taught myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started playing bass and just learning other songs and just figuring stuff out. And actually, a lot of my bass playing was with the band and just us
Hmm.
writing songs together and jamming together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of evolved that way.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool. Because I mean, you hear a lot of guitarists when they play bass, they sound like a guitarist. You know, they're
Yeah,
just following those root notes or whatever. You know, but
exactly.
but no, you do it well. I mean, you sound like a bass player. I guess you've been doing it so long, so
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, it took a while for me to sort of understand that I had to more pay attention to what the drummer was doing than
yeah,
what
yeah,
the other guitars were doing. So, that took me a while, and I still sort of complement the guitars at the same time, keeping a beat with the drums. I'm sort of in the between there. Theory of Deadman is not like a real bass heavy band, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's a guitar riff kind of band, and I'm just there to fill in the holes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when you listen to some more of the like, rockier songs, like the new single coming out, Dinosaur, um,
Yeah.
I guess you get to do a lot more on the bass in those type of songs.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's one of those things where like, I'm just complimenting the guitar riff and
Yeah,
keeping the low end there. Um, I For me personally, a lot of it is for the live shows. I'm there I give the energy. I'm running around and get the crowd going, and
yeah,
you know, it's that's my favorite part of playing in a band.
yeah. And you do backup vocals as well, don't you?
Yep, yep. Everybody in the band sings a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, take our turns. Yeah, yeah. Support Ty.
yeah, yeah.
But Joe, our drummer, is the main backup vocalist.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so saying it about the 20 years, so congratulations, 20 years. That's awesome.
It is incredible. It's when we started 20 years ago and our first record was released, we were so green. We had no idea what was going on. To look back and think we're still doing it, releasing new music, and seeing faraway places like Australia and New
Yeah,
Zealand and being able to do these things and reach people. It never would have crossed our minds that we would have such success doing it. But
mm,
we're thankful and grateful every day to be able to get out there and do it, especially after the last 2 years of being shut down and not
yeah,
being able to do anything. It's sort of given us this whole new breath of fresh air and a new, vitality or youthful vigor to get out there and play.
yeah. So how did you find that time of the lockdown stage of our lives?
I actually, there was a lot of frustrations that I couldn't do what I love doing musically, and but I have two young daughters too,
Mm,
so ever since they've been born, they're now 11 and 13. They've known that I go away for 6 weeks, I come home for 2 weeks, and that was always our cycle. So for me to be home
mm,
for almost 2 years, and there was a lot of homeschooling that was happening, and when youth sports were actually starting up again, I was able to help them coach baseball and
okay.
such things. So I really took advantage of family time and home time. So
Yeah,
the pandemic wasn't so bad for me. I really cherished that family time. There's some meltdowns trying to learn the math and stuff, and a lot of
yeah,
refreshers for me to go
yeah.
back to grade 6 math.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, some of that homeschooling was a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do your kids play as well? They play music? Your girls?
Oh man, I try. I have guitars around. I got basses around. I've got an electronic drum kit in the
Yeah,
basement. I got keyboards, and just waiting for them to, hey, teach me something. And they do once in a while, but
yeah,
no, they're they're more into kind of sports, and music is not quite there. They love listening to music and dancing and stuff like that. So I'll grab them and like, okay, you hear that bass line there and the keyboards? Let's learn it. And then we'll screw around on the keyboards for a while and
yeah.
figure it out. And they think that's super cool that they can play along with the song, and then they lose interest in it. Maybe when they get into high school and they fall in love with one artist or something, and they
Yeah,
want to recreate it, or they find some friends that are into it too, into music.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, no,
But
that's
they
right.
are in school right now, and my youngest one is playing trombone.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and my older one played saxophone in school, so they have been exposed to it.
Mm. Have you
So
ever
maybe we'll
tried?
start like a ska band or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. A fishbone.
Yeah, get some horns and bass. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried brass instruments yourself?
Not really. I took the saxophone a little bit
Yeah,
and messed around with it a bit. But there's a lot of technique that goes into making those sounds.
yeah, yeah. I did the same. I tried sax for a little while and just got sore lips. But no, stick to
Yeah,
guitar.
yeah. And there's no way to really practice it quietly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
The neighbors are like, "What is going on over there?" Yeah. At
Yeah,
least with stringed instruments and electric instruments, you can put on some headphones and
yeah.
make all your mistakes that only you hear.
I think they're probably the two worst instruments to like. When you first start is probably the like a sax or trumpet. Getting those notes right, or violin.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot of screeching and squealing.
It is. If you don't get that part right, it's like it's just terrible.
I
Yeah. No,
haven't experienced that.
yeah. Now the other thing I wanted to congratulate you on is your 300 million streams on Apple Music.
Oh yeah,
That's massive,
yeah.
huge.
Again, and it goes back to 20 years ago, like thinking that, well, back then it was just releasing CDs and
Yeah,
watching CD sales kind of thing. And now how technology has evolved and being able to get instant information on what's happening and everything like that. And,
yeah,
you can see the successes of different songs or albums and stuff like that. So it helps to create set lists for shows and stuff like that.
yeah,
But yeah, to see the volume of the streams and where those streams are happening around the world, it's awesome. But
yeah,
thank you for the congratulations.
yeah. I mean, 300 million views, so probably our streams, I should say, must have made at least $10 from that.
I would only assume. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about
Hopefully one day, hopefully
yeah,
one day the payouts become better.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
working on
right.
it. That's the beautiful thing about streaming and all that is, you don't need a lot of money to record and release music now. You can just
Yeah.
record it and you can put it on those platforms, and
Mm.
it's a lot easier for people to find and hear. There's so many cool artists that are getting discovered that never would have before,
Oh, yeah.
just because of technology. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is I noticed on your Facebook you had the little cartoon skits. So who does them?
It was funny because we were supposed to do just like this generic, hey, it's the A Deadman. We got a 20-year reunion package coming out. And it was Tyler on Instagram
Yeah.
found this artist that just
Oh,
creates audio bites into cartoons. So
okay.
he reached out to him and got him to mock up this video. And
Oh,
that's another art that now is so easily accessible is, visual arts,
mm,
any of that kind of stuff, like technology just exposes all these people, and it's awesome. Like
yeah,
we're thinking of, what our new merch ideas are going to be for the next run. And it's so cool to go and just look at graphic artists on Instagram, reach
yeah.
out to them, say, hey, would you be interested in mocking this up?
Oh,
And it's so cool and easy to find great talent out there.
mm, that's awesome. Yeah. And it makes sense. I always think of, when people do cartoon type things, like, oh, it must take years just to do that bit by bit. But,
He turned it around in like under a week, I think.
oh, serious?
Yeah, yeah, it
Wow.
was great. Talented dude. I think we're gonna have to use him again.
Yeah, yeah, it's right. But yeah, if there's like a full film clip, the animated one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what we always joke that because music videos can be tedious. There are
Yeah,
long days where you just like sit around and then you're used for half an hour and then you sit around for another 3 hours waiting to do another part. And it's like we always push for why don't we do an animated music video and we don't have to be there.
yeah, that's right.
So maybe one day we'll get a whole music video animated.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So,
Speaking of which, we just finished filming the dinosaur video,
oh, did
and
you?
it's hilarious. It's going to be great.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be ready for the album or the single release in a week. So
Okay.
look for that too. That should be
Yeah.
coming out quick.
Yeah. So one last question. Now, with your bases that you bring over, so how many do you usually bring on tour with you?
I will bring two with me and probably a backup,
Okay.
and then I have a digital drop pedal
Yep.
that will drop it down an octave. So
Oh, right.
instead of bringing a bunch of guitars, I use that when I have to tune down.
Oh, awesome.
It's a little cheating, and it doesn't sound perfect, but in a live atmosphere, it does the job, and it sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, excellent. No, I can't wait to
Yeah,
see it. It's going to be really good.
yeah, I'm excited to play. I'm excited to get back down there and see all the Australian fans, and we've never been to New Zealand yet, so to be
Okay.
able to hit New Zealand for the first time is going to be great. I think we got a couple of days off, so we might go find Hobbiton, which I guess
Yeah,
everybody probably does when they
yeah,
go to New Zealand.
that's right. So hopefully that time, your album should be nearly just about to come out.
Yep.
As a year too
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we might even be celebrating the release of it while we're over there. I haven't looked at the exact dates, but yeah, it's gonna be right around the same time.
Yeah, that'd be great. Excellent.
Yeah.
So you think we'll expect a few songs from the album as well? On, from
On
the,
the live shows?
yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're so excited to get to play some of these live now that
yeah,
the single will be out. I'm so excited to add that to the show. Being
yeah,
able to play it that one time in Sacramento was so just, and now we're home for 3 months until that time in New Zealand, Australia. So we got a taste of playing it live, and now we got to sit at home and wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go quick.
Yeah, it will. So
Yeah,
again, just excited, enjoying family time until I get to go out again.
yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, thank you very much for doing this, and yeah, good luck with the single that comes out next week.
My pleasure, and thank you. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll get to catch up
Appreciate your time.
when you come to Melbourne. Hopefully we can
And
catch up.
absolutely, yeah, I'll be looking for you.
Yep, for sure.
Awesome.
All right, well, thanks, Dean. I'll get to the next one.
All right. Thank you so much.
No worries.
We'll
I'll talk to
see
you real
you.
soon.
Okay.
All right, see you
Bye
later.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.